is Michelle with Reading on My Breaks, and I have a little bit of a different filming view right now because my tripod has decided to break while I was trying to film my TBR game, and so right now I'm just going to do a wrap up, and then I'm going to do like a weekly vlog and talk about, not talk about, do a weekly vlog and pull the cards as I do to get my poker hand for Pokeno. And we're going to see how that goes that way, just because I'm going to be traveling too, so I don't know when I'm going to get a new tripod, because yeah, I don't know if that one can be fixed or not, but it's just ticking me off, so I'm not going to play with it anymore. And I'm trying to get this video out, so I'm going to go over the books that I was supposed to read for last month's game and talk a little bit about them, but not much, and just kind of do a wrap up of that. So the first book, looking down here reading, was I got a King of Swords, and it was to read a book with romance. So read a romance book with mafia, and so for that I read Dirty Business. I did finish this. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it like 3.5 or 4 stars. I like the characters. Yeah, it was enjoyable, so I recommend this one. And then for the next book, it was Two of Pentacles and something upside down on the cover. And for this, I read Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. I think I'm pronouncing that right, Vandermeer. And this one, I had watched the movie previous to this and thought I would enjoy kind of like a deeper dive into the book. And the beginning of it was just so slow, and I do not like slow books. I felt like we were just being slowly brought into the story, kind of like repeats of certain things. But around the middle, like it took off, and then I was really enjoying it, and then it was over because it's kind of a shorter book. So I don't know if I'm going to pick up the second one, just because it was that way. And somebody I was talking to somebody about it, and they're like, yeah, that's how most of his books are, where it's really slow, and then it hits and it's good, and then it's over. So I don't know if I'm going to be picking up the second one. Maybe, maybe not. Just depends. But and then the next one was a Four of Pentacles, and it was illustrated cover. And for this, I read One Little Nightmare, and I really liked this book. The story was, and the world was just completely different. It takes place in a psych ward or a mental hospital, and I think it's a mental hospital more than a psych ward, but it has gods, and I'm not good at, yeah, it just had so many different elements. I'm not really good at explaining things. But love the characters, love the world building, loved what it was doing. I would have given it 5 stars if the reveals didn't happen so late in the book. Like, I wanted them sprinkled more throughout, like a little bit, not in the beginning, but a little bit more like towards closer to the middle of the book, a little bit before, a little bit in the middle, a little bit later. I felt like that just would have like kept my momentum going through the book. But I really did enjoy this book, and I'll probably pick up the second one. Not this month, because yeah, I'm kind of burnt out from Ping Pongathon and other things, but definitely in the future I will pick up this book. I really enjoyed the first one. Pick up the second book because I really enjoyed the first one. And then let's see here. The next one was Ace of Cups, and it had a weird cover on the front. And for this, I read Lured into Love by, I don't remember the author's name. I'm going to put it right here though. This is the second book in the Blossom of Winter series. It's probably called something else, but that's just the name of the first book. I enjoyed the first book a lot more than I enjoyed this one. I felt that it dragged in places. I felt that it just didn't have the same feel of the first book. There were, some nice reveals in it, but I don't know. definitely will pick up. I have the third and the fourth book, so I'm going to try to get the third book on my TBR just to see, what's happening in the series going forward. But I just didn't like the direction I think that the author went in. So hopefully, she did that to make things drag on a little further to get to the third book than to get to the fourth book. I feel like authors do that sometimes with books. So hopefully that's all it is, and then the third book will be more enjoyable. And then let's see here, what's the next one? Three of Wands, which was a queer romance, and for this I read Trist 6 Venom. I swear I can't say that. Trist 6 Venom, and by Penelope Douglas, and I really, really enjoyed this book. I liked the main characters. I was expecting kind of like the back and forth of one of the main characters in the relationship, kind of just from the beginning of the book. But excuse me, sorry, I've been sick. But all in all, I thought it was, a really enjoyable book. So that one was good. And then let's see here. Number 6 was Queen of Pentacles, which was a supernatural or mythical creature. That book is Salvation, and I have not finished Salvation yet. I hopefully will finish it tonight. I'm filming this on, today's the 31st, yeah. So the 31st, so I might finish it tonight, I might not, I'm not sure. So we'll just see how that goes. And then 2 of Cups, read a book from a country I visited before, and so I picked Pinocchio. The author is from Italy, and I don't, when you're like really in love with a book, but you've seen the Disney movie, or not a book, I'm sorry, a story, because you've seen the Disney movie, and then you pick up the book the way that the author wrote it way back when, and you're like, huh, okay. Yeah, that's how this one was. I think I just had expectations. Pinocchio's not one of my favorite Disney movies. I don't know, I thought it'd be more whimsical, and it wasn't. So, that's my fault for having the expectations that I did, because most things are not like Disney movies. But I read that one. And then the next one was 3 of Swords, LGBTQ. Oh, sorry, that was my notes for something else. So 3 of Swords, and it had to be an audiobook. And for this, I read The House of Always, which is the 4th book in the Ruin of King series. I did really like it. I think my problem was that I started it so long ago and then put it down and then picked it up and read a little bit and then put it down, that when I just picked it up from where I was and moved forward, I was missing something. But I enjoyed it. All that's left is the last book, the 5th book, Discord of Gods, I believe it's called. So hopefully I will get that in my spins that I'm doing for Squash the Series with Bailey from Bailey Reads. Is Bailey Reading? I think it's called Is Bailey Reading, which I'll link below. That's from the 5th to the 8th. And so yeah, it was good. I enjoyed the series. I bought all the books in hardcover, which are on my shelves, because I want to one day just sit down and actually read the books and not do the audiobook with it, but actually like sit and read the books. But I'm usually doing a ton of readathons, so I have to do the audiobooks with them, because if I sit and read, which really stalled me out on Ping Pongathon, I was doing great. I was reading all the books really quick because I was listening to them, and then I'm like, oh, well, I have to actually like read these books because there are no audiobooks for them. And it took me like 5 days to read 2 books. I know, it's crazy. But, so yes, liked House of Always. Think I'll like it more when I reread the whole series. But still am enjoying it, the series, and I'm excited to start the 5th book when I get to it. And then, let's see here. The 9th card was a 5 of Wands, and use the TBR machine. And for that, I got author from a different country, and I chose How to Turn into a Bird. And I did not read this book. I didn't even pick it up. I believe it's at my work because I thought if I brought it there I'd read it, but yeah, never got to it. So number 10 was Five of Swords, a romance with a love triangle, and I read A Little Complicated, and this was a love triangle between a girl, and she had a secret relationship with one guy, and then he broke up with her, and then she ended up getting into a relationship with his twin brother. So it was a love triangle in that way. I liked it. I like those kind of the romance where there's like a little bit of tension, and you have like the triangle, and I don't know. They're young. They're in college. It's silly and it's fun. So I enjoyed that one. And then let's see here. For Four of Wands, which was a Dollar Tree book, I had a Drawing Blood, and I did not finish that book. I want to read it this month. I like I said, I ran out of steam with the readathons, with the ping pongathon and everything. I got tired, and yeah, just couldn't do anymore. My brain was fried, so I didn't get to that one, but I want to read it hopefully this next month. And then Four of Cups, I got Get Back with My Ex, so not my ex, but with an ex. And then so I read Forget Me Nots, and I enjoyed this book. I gave it, sorry, it's all bumpy, but I'm holding the phone. I gave it a 4 or 5 stars. I thought it was really cute. I like weddings. So I like the atmosphere of that he was the florist and she is the wedding planner, and that they had this relationship before, and how they're getting back together now. So I did really enjoy that book. So, whoops, sorry. And then Six of Pentacles was seasonal, so I chose Love Blooms at Christmas Inn by Anne Marie Myers. And she writes cozy, I almost said cozy mysteries, cozy romances. And I picked up a couple of her books, and this one, I really like this one too. I bought her a Christmas pack, so I've got a couple of the Christmas ones on there. And but yeah, this one was really cute. I liked it. The next one was Nine of Swords, which was an ugly cover, and I chose Nightshade, which is a gothic romance. And I was surprised that I liked this because I usually don't like gothic. I don't like that time era, but the fact that it had dual timelines between back when and current, I think really helped me get through the book, and I really ended up enjoying it. So there is a sequel. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the sequel. I really enjoyed the first book, but I just don't see where the sequel would go from there. And so I don't think I need to buy that book or invest in it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll feel different in the future. And then the last book was Two of Wands, and I had a genre generator and got thriller, and read The Dry by Jane Harper, and it was okay. I don't really like thrillers, so this one was kind of, I don't know, it's been on my shelf for a while. And then I also read it for Tales from Two Trails, which is a game that Kim from Expedition Through Pages plays every month. This last month we played with her mom. We had teams. I don't know if it was just last month or it was the month before too, but we had teams. And so this was one of the prompts for that game. And yeah, it was fine. It was a thriller. It was fine. So, but yeah, those were the books that I've from my August TBR. That's my TBR game that I read, and so I will do a wrap up for Ping Pongathon as well. Just hopefully when I'm feeling a little bit better. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.